Alright, good morning everyone. We're here for Crazyhouse Weekly number 12. We've got the tournament starting in about 30 seconds. Um, I've had a very busy week at work, so sorry I've not put some more streams or videos together this week. I have played a little bit, but I feel like I've played a few good series of 1-0 against Master Tan, Oppa Wezen, Chicken Crossroad. I'm finding a little bit of good form, so hopefully it comes through today. So good luck to all players. Okay, we got Pure Essence to begin with. I'm going to Berserk. So I've adopted this King's Indian or perk-like opening recently. And it's leading to some interesting positions. Now, before I go too much further, I just need to be careful. So I've got a weakness in C7 and G7 already, and I've got to be really mindful of that. So the position's already a little bit awkward, and that he's already putting a pin on here. Let's. Honestly, not liking this much. Playing E5 to defend D6. And also to give my king a bit of space. So my pieces are just tying the position together. It's all a bit loosely held. It's not very comfortable. So already I think white's better here. Bishop takes f6 or bishop takes d6 is really deadly. Pawn at f7's coming in. It's all crumbling pretty fast. So I think I've played the opening a little bit too passively, and my opponent's played really well to capitalise on that. So I'm already losing a queen here. I've put the bishop there. So no, that's gone. Quick loss there. Very good game from Pure Essence. If anything, is probably that I wasn't expecting an early pawn at h6 perhaps. So maybe I should play h6 myself. I think that gets me in trouble early. But that's good. I mean, it's you know, I'm always saying this. Like I don't know a lot of the opening behind this game still, and it's great that someone can still prize me open in the first 5 or 6 moves and create me some problems. So I hope that inspires other people picking up the game to see that, yeah, there's still a lot to be discovered in this game. A lot's still undiscovered. Okay, so we've got an e4, e5 position. I'll put my queen over to h6. So you can also put your queen to d8. And the queen is useful on h6. What I'm looking at here is knight c7 is now on. He's played c3, so I don't have a bishop at a5 trick anymore. So the question is whether I just keep pushing. I think I will keep pushing. I'm just going to ignore it for a bit and go for the king side. So d4 is a decent move. I'll take this first. My idea here is if cd knight takes d4, it can't be recaptured. So my opponent's not allowed that. I'll come in on the dark squares. Oh wow, look, there's a hell of a lot of comments. So, hi Jan, hello everyone. Hi everyone. Wow, nice warm welcome. Before I read some comments, I better concentrate on this game. I'm a bit short on time. Lonatan says, I love watching you play Crazyhouse. It's really nice. Okay, I'm just going to try to keep his king in the open here. Let's keep some live checks. Got a few pieces in hand. And eventually I should be in a position where I force a trade of queens. So you can't play king b1 because of rook b2 or pawn c2. So now with queen at hand, we'll see how we can proceed. But time is short, so I've got to move. Knight c2 maybe was a better way to proceed. But, this double discovered check with a takes b3 is going to be very difficult to defend against. So threatening a b3 and then after king b1 there's another double discovered check with knight a3. So yeah, we'll take this one. Alright, so we've got a win on the board. Yeah, so a few people made a comment about the rating I'm holding at the moment. Yeah, some may have noticed that there was a little bit of announcement on 3100 getting broken this week, but I actually think it's easy come, easy go. Comes and go like the wind, this thing. I'd say it could be plus or minus 250 or 300 rating points from week to week. So at the end of the day, it's really just a number. But yeah, the ratings have also generally been quite a bit higher on VChess. So yeah, I don't think looking at your rating helps your game too much. So if anything, look at it less, not more. That would be my advice. Okay, let's get active on the king. I'm going to play knight g4 if I can. It's not having any of it. So already I'm looking at dark square weaknesses and how I can come in. I should have just played knight takes g4 there. That's a bit silly actually. And then knight takes f5 is probably a little bit more accurate there, giving a bit more support to g7. But it's already very strong for white. So yeah, I should probably say that, yeah, I mean, last week I made an announcement about my first donation coming in. So since I made that announcement, I've seen another 3 donations come in the last week. So thank you very much to the supporters. I did find out who that first donation came from. It actually came from Barry Boswick. So thank you, Barry, very much for getting the ball rolling for that first gesture. Like I said, it's not about the money. They're quite small sums. It's more about the fact that some of the effort I'm putting together compels someone on the other side of the world to put forward a donation freely. I mean, that's what's really rewarding. Someone else who donated during the week also made a very nice comment. They left. I might read it out later, either in this stream or another one. But yeah, I mean it's really positive, and I appreciate the support for the channel. But yeah, it's about doing this for passion, trying to do it for the game, trying to get new people into it, get them interested. So yeah, so how are we going so far? We're in position 4. We've got Ganejas playing today, so he's a very good player. Pure Essence again. Now I've got a multiplier. Maybe I won't berserk this one, and we'll play a different opening as well. So Pure Essence, he's been playing the game quite a while. I think he's a very good attacker. Got a bit of originality going here again, possibly. Yeah, I'm just going to develop naturally. He's given up a pawn quite early. Wow, so he's gone straight in. I'm not sure. I think what I'm going to do is grab this queen with check, give myself another extra defender, because I can see that checks are going to come in here. I mean, I think it's a little bit ambitious. He could prove me wrong, but just going to balance my squares, give myself a square for the king to run to. So yeah, let's make some moves on his king before I get too passive. I'm going to play a check and then open up this line. So I'm looking at ways I can maybe try to capture this. And I want to do it quickly, because if he has the knight here with the knight in hand, the knight at e6 becomes viable. So he might try to come here, grab the queen with pawn at c7. But he'll be left open on the king side, because bishop at h3 I think is too strong here. So my problem here is I'm just short of a pawn. I think I'm just going to take one then. And maybe it was more accurate to take the bishop instead of playing bishop at h3 straight away. I'm not going to work on an attack here or defend here. So knight at e8 is a possibility, but it loses some initiative. maybe knight at d3 is appropriate. So just threatening mate in 1. So if he takes this, it's all over if I'm not threatening mate in 1 because c7 falls. But he can't actually mate me with check at the moment because pawn at c7 I can take it. He'll have to take the queen without check and then his king will be in trouble. So I need to either threaten mate in 1 or threaten a check that would lead to a mating sequence in order to keep my king alive. So he's opted for the check. Well, this looks very dangerous for him. Now I can't take this because it's pinned, but knight at f4 looks like it'll be leading to mate. So yeah, I think at a certain stage, White just didn't have enough pieces to keep up the fight. So Ganeges has made an early move for it. Okay, I'll continue berserking. So there's a pawn to pick up here, I just need to see if it's actually worth picking up. Sometimes knight e5 can be disruptive. So I picked up a couple pawns. I've now got to watch my clock. Yeah, I'll sacrifice it back. Keep a bit of pressure on the king. So I want to get this rook over here if I can. Got to watch the d4 square when the knight moves. We'll give it some support in advance. Okay, now I've got to look at this clock. So d7's under attack at the moment. Yeah, I've got something sharp here to finish him with. Well, I need to be mindful of the clock. Options are things like bishop at e6 or queen b7. Yeah, I'm not seeing mate. Oh yeah, this should be very strong. Yeah, there's 2 knights to finish. Okay, so Kerem Dogan says, "Well done, bro. How long have you been playing chess?" Chess itself, I mean, I'm 30 years old now. I mean, I actually learned how to play chess. So I was berserked. I'm not gonna choose to berserk. I don't mind having that time advantage with this one. Yeah, I learned chess at 4. Probably started playing competitively at 6. And then I played quite a bit of chess up until maybe 14 or 15. Worked up to maybe 2250 or so, and then yeah, I just felt that chess became a lot about study, and there's a lot of theory to learn, and I really enjoyed Crazyhouse because it removed that element considerably. There's a lot that's undiscovered. it's also the tactical side of chess, which is the part that I enjoyed. So okay, so we've got a position here, and I need to be mindful of how I break it open, because at the moment I feel like if I trade off all the pawns, it's not a favourable position. B5 was what I was considering, but I didn't really like it. So he'll want a pawn for h6. It won't surprise me if he plays g5. He'll knock him back here actually though. So I'm just trying to gradually work my way in. Yeah, b5 allows knight at c6. The bishop d7. But if I sit here and do nothing, I will get pushed over. So I do want to progress on his king side. So we've got a classic pawn march on either side. I'm going to opt to sack a pawn actually, and just block off his side a little bit and then push on mine. And he's got about 30 seconds left. So he's coming here, but if he allows too much, pawn at a2 would be too much to allow, I think. After this, it's okay. I'm going to alleviate some pressure on the king's side. So I've got rook a2 as a threat. I think we can pawn at b3. So pawn h6 is becoming dangerous for me now. I may have to work out an escape strategy. I'm not seeing my continuation. I think I have to take a pawn here, and pawn at b2 becomes a threat. So yeah, interesting battle there. I'm glad I had the extra time. I actually did need it. That's probably the difference there. He was coming on my king, I was coming on his. Okay, Schroer. Standard e4, e5 opening. Fairly balanced, but can turn tactical quite quickly, can turn quite sharp. This is a nice, even balanced line. So white has some play on these squares. So he's going to part with what's here. He's going to put some pressure here. I'm going to pick up a pawn there. which I think is quite worthwhile. And I might be exposing a weakness here, but black doesn't quite yet have enough to mate me. He's parting with his queen now. So I'll accept. I'm expecting HG, yeah, and then before the attack rolls on my king, I'm making sure I'm getting in on his king side. So I think queen at f8 looks just a bit too dangerous for black. So what's the finish here? I'm playing pawn at g7, king h7, knight f6, knight f6, king g6, knight at h4 takes. Oh, maybe after king g6 it's queen f7. Yes, so that's a mate. So took me a little while longer to find that one than I should. Yeah, I think black was maybe a little bit optimistic there, allowing me to capture pieces without attacking sufficiently on the king side. Caspi wins. Okay, I won't berserk this one. This is another strong player from Fix. So again, staying the same opening, but I'm holding the black pieces this side. So I consider this balanced. And so while white gets activity here, black gets something here, but there's not that many pieces in hand, so it's fairly mild. So Isaac Levi asked, did Suwanet miss something because of time travel? So it seemed like his attack was stronger, but hard to judge. Yeah, what do I say to that? I mean, fair enough. I agree. It did seem like his attack looked stronger. I'm actually not sure if he missed something, because maybe I missed something as well. But I felt I was keeping enough threats on the queen side. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think there was only one tempo in it most of the way. So yeah, I'm expecting a pawn at e7 kind of move here. And the idea is if I take it, he takes the queen, and then knight at f6 is a really dangerous threat. So I want to capture it, but then I want to make sure I'm hitting his king pretty quickly straight after. So we'll go this way. Oh, knight at f6. I wasn't expecting this one. So if my king moves over, he's got queen h5, pawn h6. Yeah. Options. Doesn't have very sharp, so white sacrificed a bit of material, and as black here I need to defend quite sharply. I think this is necessary. I need to clear this knight. There is a bishop h6 and bishop g7 double check threat coming in, which is absolutely deadly if it's got the support of the knight on f6. So I have to consider how I can remove it. So bishop h6, I'm thinking knight takes f6, which hits the queen. If he takes, I can recapture, and then pawn at h6 doesn't do anything because of king h7. So yeah, that's the correct move, I think, here. And then now, it's defending a tight position. So pawn at g7 is queen h6 deadly. Takes pawn here. I don't think he's got enough. Problem is he just plays queen h3 and then I'm on the back foot. So I want to be able to threaten knight at f3. I have some problems here. Yeah, look, I think I'm running short on time now. I think queen h5 could actually mate. I have to defend it with the knight or else I'm mated. And it's just because he has an extra pawn in hand. Oh wow, this is sharp. Okay, I'm relieved to get rid of this knight. Now I need to try to make waves on his king really quick. Okay. So this is neat, where if he takes that knight e2 wins the queen. Something sharp. Let's take here. I'm just short on material. Just got enough actually. Alright, that was a good win to take. Didn't have much time either, so I had to push pretty hard at the end. But yeah, I'm not sure. There's a key point when I got queen takes f6 in. Okay, measures. I'll probably talk a little bit less this game because this is one of the toughest opponents you can meet, I think. So Ganejas is a very good player from Fix. Has been playing Buckhouse and Crazyhouse for longer than I have. He is not the actual Ganejas from Fix. This is actually a tough position already. I'm surprised he's gone into this. This is a very strong line for white. So I'm very surprised to see this. The idea being that white has knight at g6 here, a lot of attack potential. It's very difficult for black to defend this. So now mate threat and knight takes f7. Just continue piling on pressure. So options are pawn at g6, or no, I think it's actually knight at g5 is probably stronger. And the trouble is here, even if queen at g6 loses, so that's still staying alive. I'll pick up the queen. So he is hanging in it. So despite being difficult to defend, I think he's actually finding some really good defense here. if king takes, knight is pawn at f6, knight takes f6, queen at e7. So this looks like mate now. If he, yeah. The idea was if knight takes 7, queen takes f7, king h8, g7 mate. If he went king h8, there was queen f8, and either queen f6 or g7 mate there as well. So interesting. A number of people in the channel said that the lost opening, well, this is lost for black, right? Yeah, I mean he defended really well there, and even then I think it was too difficult to hold. So it's a significant advantage for white. I assess that one as. Whoops, I let a pawn hang here. Maybe I recover it. And then queen d4 is hitting this, so might be okay. So bishop b5, I can't play knight b5 because it's knight at e2, so I've got to go this way. But I'm a little bit worse here already. Bit of a loose blunder. So not thrilled about my position. If he had another knight, I'd be mated because of knight at h3. And then g takes, knight at f3, king h1, pawn at g2, takes, knight h4. So he's hitting this knight because he wants to get another one under his belt. What I'm going to do is play maybe, not easy what to play. I might actually just back off where it's not getting taken. Rook at g3 I thought maybe, but knight at e2 is a little annoying. I've got to be careful here. I've got myself into some trouble early. I'm going to opt to actually sack the rook for a bit of safety. And now black's actually just better here, so I've really messed up the opening. So from here, it's just about hanging in there and then looking for some opportunities, but I'm actually relying on black to make some mistakes from this position. So I do need to continue to place pieces on the king side, this will be set back. And now black's kind of giving white something to play for now. I mean, white still has a fair few pieces to place. If I can get active and turn black passive, I'll have some opportunities. So bishop at h5 is nice, gives you some defense, also attack there. I'm running short on time. I need to temporarily withdraw from the tournament in just a second. My child is crying, she's not well in the back. So I'm going to make some checks. I'm now feeling like white has some significant initiative here. And it's just about keeping the black king less safe than the white king. Okay. So we got mate in one now. Okay. I'm just gonna hold here temporarily. I'll come back shortly. I've just got to check up on my child. I'll be back. Alright. Hi guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. Okay. Straight back into it. Edges. Alright, we've got knight f3. We'll play a d5 setup. Um, yeah, no, it's winter season here in Australia, so yeah, cold and flu is just going around at the moment. Okay, I'm in unfamiliar territory here already. This is a new position to me. So I expect this opponent will generally try new things, original things. I think that'll make for some interesting play. Okay, what's going on here? Let's try to figure this out. I've got to be wary of things happening on e6, but I don't mind my position, I'll say that first. But I just need to be wary of tactical tricks that could spring out. So I'll take this to avoid some complications. I'm going to play maybe knight at b6. He's got knight at g5. I'll go bishop b7 first, just to cut off knight at g5. But what I want to do is something like knight at d4, or no, maybe not even that, maybe knight at b6. I want to try to alleviate this pin. So that move's not unexpected. I'm going to have to cover this and also hit the bishop. But okay, I've spent too much time in the opening already. I've just got to get down to business and start moving. So I'm probably going to comment a bit less and focus on the game on this one. E-Dog Bomb. So he's one of the donators actually. He says that Jan is such a family man, hero for the working class. That's a very nice comment. So yeah, I will need to try to read that comment from E-Dog Bomb a little later. I really appreciated it, so I just want to make it known to the channel. Alright, he's going for it. So, maybe something I've not seen. I think he's just making my pieces get passive. So I've used the new knight rather than putting knight here, otherwise you get to pawn at b7. The b4 square is covered by my bishop. In fact, maybe queen d5 was an option. I also don't mind castling here. There's a lot of ways you could play this one. That's strange. Oh, he's got queen d4. And then I'll just castle. I just keep getting the feeling I'm missing something. But it's all holding for now. So I've kind of cleared some of my development issues. Oh, but he's just gone straight for it. Oh, this looks a little too aggressive. Yeah, I'm not sold on this. So what has he got? Knight g4. I'm spending way too much time thinking about it. Tread into dangerous territory here. I'm not sure if I'm right. I could be blundering by doing this, but I'm basically trying to say that I'm going to take the knight and you're not going to have enough pieces to mate me, and if I can get my king away, then I'm going to have all the pieces. It's hard for him to stop both of those. So my king's in the open, but I can't see how he's going to mate me. So now I just got to, it's just about time from here. And I want to try to preserve these knights, not let them get captured. So bishop at a5 should probably be played while I'm not in check. He's going for the flag now, I feel. He's threatening queen at a1. Alright, that'll be mate. Alright, so happy with how I played that. I think Queen takes G7 was a bit ambitious, but it did look dangerous at a point, so I did have to step carefully. So Danny Walker asks, is it true that some Australians are actually just really clever kangaroos wearing clothes? Probably not, but I'll take that as a comment. Danny Walker is one of the frequent viewers on this channel that makes a habit of giving me a hard time, and I quite like that. So yeah, knight takes e4 could be interesting at some stage. No, we'll take this. So the way I'm looking at this position, I'm just looking at pieces that are threatening my own king, and then those with the knight and the bishop, they're most progressed in my half. So I was looking to remove them. So in some cases you can't really blow up your opponent, so there are ways to proceed gradually. Oh, he's willing to part with the queen. I'll capture that. And I won't have something direct yet, but I'll just pick up a little bit more material. G6 is looking attractive to put a pawn on. So yeah, giving up that queen, there kind of hasn't really been sufficient compensation for it. So I'm just going to keep picking up material and chipping away, while not allowing a big attack to brew on my king's side. So I'm looking at a fairly comfortable win here. I mean, I've got all the pieces and initiative as well. Okay, we've got a new player, Atomic, coming up to the top. Alright, Chicken Crossroad. My poor child's still not well. She's come out, can't sleep. She alright? Mm-hmm. Mum's giving her a bit of medication in the background. Okay, so e5 has been played. If I get passive now, I'm not liking my prospects, so I've got half a mind to capture and then play something quite aggressive. So I've got knight f5 here with some tempo, so that defends h6, which is quite useful. Now maybe I can work on g3, the bishop is opened up on e5. So he's opting to give up the queen for some initiative here. Yeah, maybe I should just decline the queen. The trouble is with the king on f7 and him having a knight in hand and me having no initiative with his king. This moves like e6, knight at g5. I think it's actually not worth giving up that initiative just to capture his queen. It may be worthwhile later on if I have a more secure position. So I'm just guarding this light square because my dark squares are quite solid. So I may even opt to play pawn at g3 rather than taking the queen, and I'll keep this threat on the queen as a latent threat until it actually benefits me. Because right now it just helps him develop, it gives him security on the back. Oh, I need to be careful, queen f7 though. So, yeah, let's play a check here. I'm still going to not take that queen. I'm going to hold out as long as I can. I'm playing knight f6 here to prevent queen f7. He's finally decided he's going to move it, so he budged first. Now the threat's on the rook. And I'm looking at getting a rook for rook at h1. So yeah, really interesting game. He's missed that at the end, but I had that queen under attack for a long time, and I didn't want to take it, and he didn't want to move it for a while. But yeah, that shows his understanding of the position as well, where it's actually beneficial for him to give it up, and in the end, it never got taken. So I cashed in my chips for some attack and initiative instead. All right, Caspy wins again. Okay, we just played an e4, e5 type opening. Maybe I'll try to mix it up here. Okay, G South Z says, look fatter than you sound. Yeah, I quite like that one. Look fatter than you sound. I'm going to remember that. I've got a number of clients I've talked to. Maybe they think I look quite a bit fatter than I am. I've just I've actually misinterpreted that. Sorry, look fatter than I sound, not sound fatter than you look. Sorry, so that's actually even worse. That's even funnier. Okay, let's get down to business. So here, I mean, clearly black has a grip on the light squares. I'm going to take this one. I'm going to see how I can release some pressure on these light squares to get some kind of benefit for it. And so what I'm doing a mash trade-off, and then I want to have the initiative when we get back into it. So now all the pieces have been traded off. Maybe I sacrificed a piece, but it would be relatively inconsistent if I can get the initiative first. Yeah, so I just want to try to knock the queen around a fair bit here, and prevent white from getting into my half. So Frayed16 says, have you met some of your online Crazyhouse challengers, e.g. Master Tan, in real life? Master Tan in particular, no, I have not. He's actually probably one of the closest to me. He lives in Melbourne within Australia. In fact, the ones I have met are actually from the US. So I have met Chicken Crossroad. Now, can I take this? I've got knight at h3, king across, grab the queen. Is it really good enough? Or am I just opening myself up to attack? No, I'm gonna opt for bishop at g5, threaten bishop e3, and taking without sacrificing a queen. No, Chicken Crossroad, Eka, Kren. I was in New York for a holiday once, and a number of us got together just for a few days, just to play a whole lot of Bug House. That was several years back, but I had a great time. They were nice fellas. I'm going to grab the queen here. Okay, so yeah, not too nervous about f7. I can always back the king off. Part of the benefit of bishop at e4 is that it not just attacks, it defends this g6 square, so you can't have anything coming with knight at g6. I mean, that's just getting mated here. He's just missed that. Alright, so I'm a little bit behind the pace. Ganesha's is a little bit in front. Just bear with me a second. I'm just going to withdraw a second. I'm just wary of my sick child. Just give me a second. Okay. Looks like things went a little bit more quiet, so we'll get back into it. Okay, pure essence. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, knight d4. Oh, that looks too dangerous. Knight at h6 takes knight at f6. Yeah, I've got enough to mate. Problem is that for him, the bishop's covering f7. And that covers queen takes f7 later on, which is going to be critical. So the king moves up, and queen at g7, queen at g7, king takes h5, knight g3 mates. So you got a little bit too ambitious with the attack there. But yeah, just as an example of those e4, e5 positions, they can start off quite mild and they can get quite dangerous. Alright, berserk time. So Danny Walker has now said 13 Crazyhouse Weekly, 12 First in Fatherhood. It's good to have a few comments from the channel. Keeps it lively. I like it. Okay. Now he might, he might play Queen D5, get 2 pieces for the Queen. Don't mind allowing that because I'll get Bishop at Bishop A5 after all of the exchanges. Yeah, this just looks dangerous for Black. It looks like the Queen's trapped, so I can't go here, 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 here. So just trap the Queen in the middle of the board there. So another option was, Knight C7 is also a threat. But this is a trouble with playing the Sicilian, particularly for a novice player. I mean, that C7 weakness is really something to look out for. It probably is playable, theoretically, but it does make things a little bit harder in a practical game with a short time limit. Okay, I'm just going to stick this pawn here where it's difficult to defend against. So okay, I don't have a mate straight away. Should probably just try to develop. Ideally, I'd like a bishop to put on e8 after playing queen at d8. I'm going to hit the knight because knight at d8 and queen at f7 is an opportunity. So Owen Greenberg, he says, loving the stream. I'm amazed you can commentate at such an intense variant so fully and calmly, but I suppose if anyone could, it would be you. That's very nice, thank you for the compliment. Okay, what do we got here? We've got a mate in 2. Alright, so I'm still 5 points off the pace, a little bit behind on edges. But yeah, so far, I've lost the match and then played a fairly steady stream after it, so I'm not complaining about performance too much this week. It's just a matter of I can maintain it. I normally go a bit south in the back half. Alright, Atomic. I don't know this opponent. Okay. So nothing special going on here. Let's see. I've got bishop at g7 to replace the weakness that I've made for myself. And I may not need to put it on g7. In fact, there's also some weaknesses that I might want to exploit on this diagonal, so let's just check that out. Yeah, the Bishop looks right here. Now if takes, I can either recapture or capture his knight. I need to determine which one's more accurate. He's decided to retreat. I'm valuing that bishop. So, yeah, I don't normally expose my king like this, but for the time being, it seems okay. So this is again an unfamiliar position to me. But we both now have quite a similar position on the king side. Actually, we both have a weakness on g square, g2 or g7. So I'm keen to block this off, but also a pawn in hand could be useful. So is it worthwhile capturing here? I'm going to play rook e8. It's just useful to cover this square. When knights can get traded off, I don't want him to be able to take d5 later and play knight at e7. Yeah, that helps me get a bit more pressure on g3. So I'll keep going there. So right now my only edge, it's all symmetrical except that I have this pin. So I'm seeing how can I possibly make use of that. And now it's all balanced again. Yeah, gosh. How to play this? Alright, we'll get decisive. I've got 23 seconds left. Need to move. I've got either pawn at e2 or knight at e2. So a queen or a rook's going to be pretty dangerous on the back here. So my opponent's defending it very well though. Okay, my king's relatively safe while he has no queen in hand. This is a counterfeit queen, not a real one. So I just need to move. So let's see, is that enough? Is that enough? I'll capture here first. I'd love to. Oh, queen at b2 wasn't bad either. Just gotta try to find mate in a hurry. Although now knight at c2 makes that look like a silly move. Yeah, I'm taking a little bit too long to get mate. So I've got myself in trouble now. Ah, crap. Running out of time. Oh gosh, how did I win that on time? Um, no, maybe I probably missed a mate in the time scramble there, but I had like 2 or 3 seconds, and I didn't finish it off properly. Lucky to walk away with a win on time there. Alright, we're heading down the same opening. I don't mind committing to the same thing. So let's go down the same path. Whoa, the chat just went crazy just then. Like everyone just said something. Yeah, okay. Um, thanks for the compliments, guys. A whole lot of whoa and holy S and WTF. Um, no, I would have preferred to actually place mate in that game, but I didn't find it. Okay, so bishop b6 there is to cover f7 because knight at h6 is the threat, and if you can cover f7, then knight at h6 means the black king can go to h8. I'm just trying to remove that defender. And now I feel like I should have mate. It's a matter of finding it. So knight at e7 is a possibility. Then king f7, it's not quite mate. Knight at f6 is a bit more sneaky. If he takes it, and knight at h6, king across, bishop at g7. I'm not seeing mate, guys. So I don't have to play mate. I'll force him out to f7. And then I'll just make his king uncomfortable with something like knight g6. I just got to make sure I'm not getting mated back at home. So he might check from distance, but I've always got d4. So we might take it, pawn at e3, king back, queen f2. I'll take with this knight, so I'm not exposed to this check. But yeah, once I get another move, I mean, it's going to be very hard for black to stop mate here. There's just so many different checks I have. Something is going to work. So he's got no knight, so I'm still safe here with this. So once I get to avoid the checks, then it should be all over. Someone said, "Good job, Daddy." Okay, where's the mate now? Yeah, okay, lots of ways to do this. I'll do it this way. I'll sack the queen. And then pawn at e7. If the king runs this way, I'll get rook at h8 mate. If he runs the other way, I promote to a queen. And then the king has to go back to c8 and it's all over. Okay, so Ganej is still 10 points ahead. He's overtaken me. Alright, flourish. So let's berserk here. Okay, not as familiar with this line, but might have a few queens come off the board. Alright, now do I have mate or am I a piece short here? Knight h3 takes knight e2, king over, queen f3, knight g2, take, knight f4. Looks ambitious. So I'm actually a pawn short here, but I'm gonna. Oh, that's making my life too easy. I was gonna play queen at f3 afterwards, and knight at g2, take, knight f4. And if the king went back to h1, bishop f3 was mating. If the king went back to g1, I had knight takes h3. If the king went to g3, I had knight at h5, king h4, and rook takes d8. And I felt that was enough in a position. It would probably be easier if I showed over a board rather than just call out the moves, but I thought the game would head that way. Okay, early f7 sack. I don't mind just giving the piece back there and then artificially castling. Because, well, I had to spend some time artificially castling. The development's fairly balanced. And in fact, black actually gets some activity on f3, which is quite nice. So, similar situation. Yeah, I'll capture this. So whenever queens come off, you really want the first check to come in, and sometimes you can't get the first check. So in this case, white has the first check, so you really need to look carefully to see if you're getting mated or not. Now here, knight e7 would be a mistake because he could recapture and it'd give him an extra knight. And if I come here, I am then actually mated. But the fact that he doesn't have it in hand means I'm now safe. So that's quite a critical point in heading into this line. And now the issue is for him that I've got some activity on his king side. Is if I get another knight in hand and I get the first check, then knight at h3 becomes an option for me. So it all becomes very sharp. The reason why I've willingly headed into this line is because I actually have picked up an extra piece already. So if he can't mate me, he either recaptures a piece and it goes balanced and I get the first check, or I'm just a piece up. So he's opted for queen at h4, which is really hitting knight at g6. That's the idea of this move. So I'm going to just block it with my queen. If he recaptures, I'm happy. I've got my bishop out of dodge, and then my bishop will cover some lines. He could just leave it hanging and then play knight g6 and recapture. But okay, I've made some progress here. So now I just want to get another knight in hand so that knight at h3 will work. Okay, Murray all time. Yeah, prefer not to berserk here. Ganejas has pulled away a bit. Glad to see him playing well. It's funny. I don't know what it is. I've just kind of reached the life stage where winning really does seem to be a secondary priority. I mean, for me, it's about putting in some good games for the stream and having some commentary. Okay, so here's a sack line where I like to get in, get the queen in here, get it active. Yeah, white can't make inroads that easily or that quickly. I wonder if I should play something mildly tricky here. Alright. 96. Yeah, I'm in some unfamiliar territory here again. We're going to have some crazy looking moves on the board. Basically, if I bring my queen back, I'm concerned. Like if I lose my initiative and black captures this piece, I'm just going to lose territory on the board. I've put my queen here because he doesn't have a pawn to knock my queen away with yet, and it's a bit difficult for him to actually knock the queen out of play. So now I'm wondering if knight g5 is the move here. Yeah, well, it's just threatening h7 and then keeping g7 a little bit unguarded. Oh wow, this is getting interesting. So I didn't see that move coming. So bishop at g7 still coming. We're playing knight e6. I'm not liking my position here. I think black has enough to defend adequately, and I'm looking for attack potential, which really isn't there. So I think actually now he can cash in, take the queen, and start making threats on my king. No, he's not. He's going to defend some more. I'm not sure if that's accurate though, because now I might have something to play for here. So yeah, pawn at f7. If he takes the queen, pawn at f7 is a tricky move. But it's still a tricky move. There's a knight at e8. So he's opted to move. If he takes here, I get queen takes h5. Alright, he's going for my king now, so has he got enough? Or can I call a bluff? Come on, I've got to figure this out quickly. No 4. Okay. Alright, I'm going to run the king to h4. I'm assuming knight f4 is coming. No. Okay, I'm running short on time, but he doesn't have knight at h3. So, yeah, pawn at g7 is going to mate him. Oh, he runs up though, that's a problem. Oh, king h6. I think I still had knight f7 and I was going to mate him, but It was really tight at the end there. So okay, I'm already looking at this C7 square and thinking how I can get into it. So pawn at C7 is already a threat here. Just traps the queen. So Peter Picasso says maybe you could catch Knežević by pulling out of the tournament and re-entering the moment he finishes his game, then you should get a pairing. No, that's not fair. I mean, that's saying that I'd win the game for sure against him. I don't think that's right. No, you just play it like you normally do. I've had some distractions with family, but that's fine. It's all good fun. Okay, now I like this way because the king can't go back either way, it'll get mated. So the king has to run up, and then pawn at f7, king h6, and then knight f7 would mate. So that's a nice sharp move, e takes f7. It's actually a forced mate when knight at c7 and taking a rook might look more attractive. So Lodger actually says, I think he is too fair to make it this way. But it's not even that. I mean, it's a bit arrogant to say, yeah, I'm going to change my pairing because I'm confident I'm going to beat Knežević. I mean, he's a very strong player. I might have won a couple times against him today, but he's very capable of beating me up. So I'm more concerned about sounding arrogant if I was to say that, because it's not fair on him. He's a good player. Okay, so we've got a very standard position here. My opponent, Isaac-Lee, I think is a regular viewer of my channel, so he's probably seen this line a few times. He's probably seen me play it. So yeah, balanced position. I think both sides are okay here. I like pawn at g6. I think that's a good move. I'm having to cover up a little bit, so I need to be careful. Pawn at h7, knight f7. I think White's got some dangerous play here. This pawn is giving me a problem because I'm not defending this bishop, and in some lines that's going to be an issue. Yeah, I'm going to put a knight here. It's a good aggressive piece, but it's also offering some defense. So this is a new position to me. I'll let the audience know that. Now, if he takes the pawn, I'm quite happy because it's helping me defend, helping me develop my piece and also join my bishops again. My threat currently is just to take here. Okay. Yeah, I think I've got to take this. Now, knight g5, knight e5 both don't work because either way I have a move that can defend this bishop. So he can take this pawn potentially. But now he's got to be wary of pawn at e2 or knight at e2. There are some nasty threats coming up here. So in this position, this knight is worth as much as a queen, probably. It's just so valuable for defending and attacking. So Owen Greenberg says, I think if you were looking for first place or nothing, withdrawing temporarily is a fair tactic, not looking down on Knežević or anything, since a direct matchup is probably your best chance to get first. Fair enough, okay. Okay, I've got to be careful, because if he takes this, my king's exposed. Yeah, I've got e8 to run to if rook at f7 comes in. But yeah, overall, I don't mind if Kinesis wins the tournament. I mean, he'll certainly be a deserving player for the win, and you know, I'd like to see him get more active in Crazyhouse. So I think it reinforces and encourages that. Um, so yeah, I just want to make sure I put in some good commentary. So that's it for me. This stream is about getting more people interested in the game, and that's my one square that keeps me alive. And then knight at h3 or knight at e2, they're just a little bit too dangerous. So 23 minutes to go. Alright, Isaac Levi says, thanks John, didn't expect to get you. No, thanks, that was a good game. Good game, buddy. Not sure if I gave you some hints or not, but I don't mind either way. I think there's probably like a 20-second lag on the stream anyhow. And even if I have an opponent that hears what I'm thinking, I don't mind too much. It's quite an interesting concept. Okay, so my opponent's changed his move order a little bit. He hasn't gone crazy on f2 straight away. Well, I'm going to retreat that bishop, which saves the bishop, but also defends f2. And here I'm going to claim that I'm a piece up. So he's got to work. So I'm just going to sidestep this, because if he takes the rook, I've got knight at h6. And then takes knight at e7, and king h8, bishop at g7, king takes queen at f7 mates. And then if he doesn't take the rook, then I'll just back off the rook to f1 and I'm still a piece up. Okay. I'm just going to hit his queen with an available knight. So if the queen heads back, you can play knight at f5. Maybe queen e6 gets played. Just keep putting pieces on around the king side. Make advantage of the material that's in hand. Okay, well, I don't have knight at h6. Normally you can put that there. Yeah, I don't want to go passive either. Let's put the bishop on. So he's making the most of what little pieces he has. I'll just back up. He can play a pawn at g4. I'll just take it and replace. So really just knocking him out of my half. Try to give him nothing to play for, and then we can counter attack. That's interesting. So now I'll just take all the pieces. Bishop at f6 next, and 2 queens in hand, all the attack. He's not giving up though. Alright, have I got a force mate here? So if I'm playing at this rate, I'm not going to catch thin edges. It's also a bit too slow. So okay, still 11 points behind. Alright, let's have a rush at it. So we'll try to catch. Let's we got 18 minutes left, a couple games. I think it's actually just about trying to put a few more wins on the board quickly. Okay, well, need to be a little bit careful here. So early queen sack here. It's a little bit practical, not necessarily theoretical. And if he covers there, then we capture a piece here. So that's decent enough. 2 pieces for the queen, and a strong outpost for the knight here to start things from. But okay, let's get a bit of pace into it. Okay, 6 points behind. So he's up against Bonobo at the moment. Bonobo's quite a strong player. Right, let's try to really play some tempo. Leave that. So if I get another bishop traded off, I can play bishop at h5, which could be quite nice. So in this situation, if I can make White's bishop on b5 look a bit silly, then that's good, because it looks a little bit misplaced. Okay. Alright, let's try to wrap this one up quickly. So queen at f4 mates, or queen at g2 mates. Alright, that was a quick 10 points. So I'm just one behind Ganesh's now, and suddenly it looks like he might be within reach. So Caspi wins. I won't berserk this one. He is though. Okay. So I'm going to be keen to make use of this time advantage. I'm not going to waste any time in the opening. Alright, let's go aggressive. Looking for a quick win. Alright. So sneaking a rook in here, threat being knight h7. I'm not yet seeing a win. I want to undermine that knight first. G8's now under attack. H7's now under attack. There's a lot that can go wrong very quickly for black here. I'll go this way. I like this one better. Pawn at G7, knight at F6 is very hard to stop. Ah, but he's got a check on me. So I need to sidestep carefully. Because if I get my king here, he's going to recapture my queen with knight at D4. So I've come out this way, and I'm basically saying on H3 you can't get me. Ah, but he's got this. That's nice. So that's a move I've missed. That could be critical. King G3 is going to be lost. I have to go here. He's got knight at G5 now, so he can actually recapture my queen. I think I could be mated here. I might have blundered this. Yeah, I think I've overlooked something. Yeah, this is really disappointing, guys. Sorry to let you down. Queen G6 is no good. That's going to get mated. No, I've been a bit loose with this Queen E6 idea. I'm going to throw in the towel. Sorry about that, guys. That's gonna be costly. It's gonna make it a lot harder to catch. I think instead of knight takes e6, there was a pawn at g7 idea that was also quite nice, but I didn't see the resource he had with knight at f3. So that's a major setback. Pure essence. Okay, I need to berserk every game from here to have a shot. So I tend to have a habit of doing this in this tournament. Just when I've got a good position and chasing well, something seems to go wrong. But it was really nice win from Caspi Wins there to find the resources. So full credit to him. Okay, I'm now playing black side of one of these queen sack lines. Again, the knight is very useful here. So I'll get another knight into the action. Happy to attack him on e2. So I feel like black's getting in first here. Yeah, he's got knight at g5. So I've got to make sure he's got no knight on f3. So yeah, it looks too dangerous from here. I think this will be mating. Keep it being bishop f3, covering up g2. So queen at g1 now works. And if he goes this way, what's most accurate? Knight f4. Do I have enough? Yeah, queen at h3 I think is most accurate. It's all about cutting off this e3 square. So bishop at g5 makes the first cut, and after takes knight at e6 will finish the job. That was a good win. Oh, Ganesh just took a hit. Oh, that makes things a little bit different. Who took him down? Raf 22. That's interesting. Okay, we got a race on our hands here. We've got 2 points to catch. This is close. So I've got to berserk every game from here. That's critical. All right, Krosky. All right, we've got a Fianchetto. So I'm going to let this knight just hang there for a little bit. I'm probably keen to get h4 in. I could possibly castle first. No, let's just get that file open. So knight in hand's quite useful. Could be on g5. Could cause a bit of a sting. I'm expecting bishop at g6 and I'll retreat the rook. And then I'll look to undermine the defences on h6. So it could be pawn at g5, could come in with knight f4. Then if he plays pawn at h3, I'll just accept that he's going to close off the file and I'll take that. See, I'll go on a little bit gradually. I'm going to pick off a pawn or something here. But time is ticking, it's got to happen fast. So yeah, I want to come in with knight h5 and remove the bishop on g7. So maybe a double capture here. That's the key defender, the one on g7, because then h6 just crumbles with all the pressure on it. So I'm going to ignore that. I could have just taken this, but I'm going to go straight for the g7 square. I'll take it now. So I should be up a piece here. So what I want to be able to do is win a game and then try to get another pairing and then win another one, give myself a chance. I may not make it though. Okay, he's holding it together. He's trying to hold on to this h6 square. Alright. Yeah, he is not giving in easily. I like the way he's defending. I don't like that it's costing me a lot of time and I'm losing my opportunity to chase. Okay, g6 looks like it should be dangerous. No, this way. Okay, on to the next match. Oh wow, what happened there? Canet just lost a couple in a row. Lost to Rafael Nadal, he had a draw against Caspi Wins. I've suddenly hit the lead, I need another pairing. And I probably don't need to berserk it. Well, let's think about that. No, I won't. I won't berserk it. But I will look to play fast. My opponent's going to berserk. So okay, I need to bag a win here. Time is a key factor. Time is a key factor. I've got 3 minutes 12 to try to book a win. Okay. So I'm looking at that weakness there. It's probably helped him a little bit, but I need to get active somehow. All right, let's just run in. What have we got here? What have we got here? I'm expecting Queen E7, can play Bishop G6. No, I should play Knight F8 first, then Bishop G6. Oh, he's parted with a Queen. Alright, let's open it. Open it as wide as we can, as quick as we can. I want to cover him off if I can. Alright. He's making a run for it. Okay, so just etched a little bit ahead of Canisius there. Maybe it was worthwhile berserking. If he can bag another win, I might end up being behind. So maybe I should have berserked there. Every point matters at this stage. So Canisius, he's got an opponent here. He's got to try to beat quickly. If he can win that game, I think he takes the tournament. If I'd berserked, then maybe I would end up in 124. So it's really that tight. I don't know if I'll get another pairing. Yeah, I'm not seeing much movement here. Not sure what's going on. Alright, last 6 seconds. I might actually walk away with a win here. Let's see what happens. Alright, I won a tournament, yes! Alright, very happy to take that win. Also because I've been a bit distracted this morning, so it was nice to still come back at the end there. Looks like Canisius just kind of tripped up right at the end. I mean, he was leading all the way, so yeah, a little bit unfortunate for him. He played a really good tournament. Happy to secure that one for the fans. Let's read a few comments. The chat's gone a bit wild here. Happy to actually perform quite well, but I think it's been going quite well this week. So look, I'm actually going to sit out the 30-second event today. I'm just worried that because my family's not well, I'm going to have to help out. But I really hope you enjoyed this event. Look forward to doing it again next week. Otherwise, look, keep donating to Lee Chess. That makes it all possible. It's a fantastic site. I've got to endorse that each time. And of course, thank you to BitChess for supporting these. So yeah, my win from today, the prize money will go straight to Lee Chess. I donate every prize that I win. Okay, that's it for now. Take care. Have a good week. Bye.